I'll begin with you. What a relentless 45 minutes that was.
Oh, absolutely brilliant. We're just sitting up here watching. It's just, I was saying, you guys are like PlayStation stuff. Some of the football Man City are playing is absolutely unbelievable. So nice to watch on there. It's 4-0 going on 6 or 7. Castro made a couple of great saves for Leicester, and I don't know, just to see the movement and the chances they're creating. We mentioned it beforehand. It's just a masterclass from City.
It really is. It's an absolute joy to behold. And Paul, we're kind of had reminiscent and feelings of the Leeds game. Do you know what I mean? We kind of very similar kind of scoreline at half time. Same relentless attitude. There was a conversation we had saying Leeds played into our hands a bit for that result. Leicester, I don't feel they are. Leicester, I think, no disrespect to Leeds, hard competition. How difficult is it to do what we've just done there when it could have been 7 more?
It's just ridiculous, isn't it, really? It's one of the best halves of football I've seen in a long time as in a team performance. Not just the way we're playing, but from the very first minute how we went after Leicester without the ball as well, which is where the first goal came from. I'm sure we're going to talk about that. But then, even at 4-0, the pressing, a lot of teams take their foot off the pedal. I think it was in 40 odd minutes, 4-0 up, and Leicester are trying to play out from the back, and we've got 6, 7, 8 players chasing down the ball to try and press them. Where most teams, and this is the difference with this team, they would have took the foot off the gas a little bit again to half time. But Shay said it's 4-0. Casper's made 2 great saves. It should really be 6-0. Yeah. When I said 5-0 in my prediction before the game, I wasn't expecting it to be at half time.
But we'll need a second prediction for the second half.
Another 5 will do now.
Absolutely. Well, you know what? The game goes the way it's going. You can see that. And but I'd like to say we know what we're talking about, because before the game we're talking about Ederson, making big saves at 2-0. He's made an unbelievable save. That goes to 2-1. There's a different outlook in the game altogether. Then a couple of minutes after that, we go and get our third goal.
And put the game to bed.
Yeah, so big saves, big moments in the game again.
I mean, it has been, on both ends, King Casper in particular, but the Maddison, it was a lovely free kick there, wasn't it? I know he did kind of great reach.
Yeah, brilliant save again, and probably after the game, if it finishes 4-0 or 5 or 6-0, because City look like they're going to go on and score more goals, but Ederson sort of gets forgotten about again. But that's an absolute brilliant save onto the crossbar, and I think when he came out to 1v1 with Iniacho as well, dived at his feet, be very brave as well, But I'm sure after, and maybe rightly so today, that they'll be talking about the attacking play. As I say, some of the rotations, the movements of the guys up top, and we're talking about who's going to play as a number 9. I think Bernardo Silva looked like it mostly as a number 9, but he was floating in so many different little positions. I mean, Mahrez and Sterling are well hugging the touchlines, creating so much space for De Bruyne and the likes in the middle position. So it's great on the eye.
It really, really is indeed. Well, let's talk about the goals as well then. So we had the first one from Super Kev, who really looks like he's coming back to his best form, doesn't he, Paul?
Yeah, and we're saying that before the game. Talk about the more minutes he gets, the better he looks. And not just a great finish, fantastic touch as well. And I'll give Shay credit here, because he noticed Bernardo Silva's run, unselfish run off the ball.
Well, I'm always on about the number 9 for Man City. They don't have, but if you watch the goal back, we'll see Bernardo Silva, fantastic touch, but then makes a run around De Bruyne, and 2 or 3 of the Leicester players go with Silva's run, and that just creates the space for De Bruyne to swing on his left foot. It was a really well worked goal.
You've been actually kind of pointing out a few while we've been watching the game, and I guess that's also kind of one of City's strongest points. It's all the ability on the ball, but then the selflessness to do what they do off the ball. Kind of, it's that thing we're saying. It says a lot about who they are as players and as a team, I guess, as well.
Yeah, I think that's the right word, selflessness. That you make runs sometimes in a game. It's not even to receive the ball. I talked about Sterling and Mahrez. Well, they're hugging the touchline, and that's to create space for someone else. That's sort of selfless holding your position. And you see Pep at times screaming to Mahrez, keep your width, because they're playing, as Paul rightly said before, and they're playing with a back 4. So the 2 wingers really stretch, and they don't know, the fullbacks don't know if they go or they stay in with the likes of De Bruyne and company. So it's great on the eye, and from a coaching point of view, it's lovely to see that the rotation is brilliant.
Yeah, absolutely. Next goal, Paul, was a penalty. Was it a penalty for you both? I guess, first and foremost.
Yes, but a soft one at that as well. But Tielemans has been stupid, really. Now, especially with VAR, as soon as you pull somebody in the box, it's going to get looked at, and 9 times out of 10 a penalty is going to be getting given. In his defence, Laporte did have his arm round him as well. But as he's making his run, he has pulled him to the ground, and a bit of a soft one. But in this day and age, it's a penalty, and what a finish by Mahrez from it.
Tasty. But then it was quite funny, because then following that, it was, as you say, we had the save from Ederson, Shay, and then it was another penalty, unfortunate for Tielemans, who struggled definitely in the defensive half of the pitch. Again, that was quite a stone cold penalty.
Yeah, I mean, it was a poor tackle from Tielemans, and there was no objections after he made the tackle. Sterling obviously quick feet again and just cut inside the box, and he's put a lazy leg out, to be honest, and it's not great defending. It's just poor from Tielemans, and then I felt, well, Mahrez has scored the first penalty, so maybe he should take the second, because it was a fantastic finish. And then I think Sterling outclassed Mahrez penalty, top corner. What a brilliant penalty.
I love that Shay's went, there's no stopping
There's
that,
no
boys.
stopping that. It's true, but he's I was a bit when he stepped up, I was thinking a bit because his last penalty he went straight down the middle and there wasn't a lot of power, but that was today power, precision, had the lot.
I've never seen it from. I don't think I've seen that from Sterling in a penalty ever.
It's great to see him back, though, isn't it?
Yes.
He was in and out at the start of the season, struggled a little bit for form. I think that's 7 goals in his last 10 games now, and I know it was poor from Tielemans, but how positive Raheem was. He's faced him up in the box and he's drove straight at him and made him make the tackle. But 7 goals in 10 games, and it's hard to pick out one player on the pitch today, because everybody's just been sensational.
Absolutely at it. And then another one who's been sensational, got on the score sheet as well, Shay Gundogan for that fourth goal. But again, it was just beautifully worked, wasn't it?
Yeah, again, the movement and the rotation was absolutely brilliant. I mean, it's difficult. We talk about how does Brendan Rodgers speak to them even at halftime? How do you defend against the team there's so much movement? I mean, we talk about Casper Michael. I mean, a couple of brilliant saves. There was an unbelievable move. I think it was Zinchenko nipped it into Bernal Silva, laid it off for Sterling as well, and Casper makes a great save. But if that goal goes in, it's a PlayStation goal. It's just like it's not even real football. You feel like did that just happen? And we've got lucky in the studio have the replays. It's like it's just absolutely brilliant to watch.
It's like 5-a-side football at times, on an 11-side pitch. But yet again, it's the running off the ball that makes it. We've got quality on the ball, but fantastic run, wanting to get in behind by Bernardo Silva. Great ball by Zinchenko, and Bernardo's little touch on the ball, just a little cushion pass, and great save by Casper. But there's been 5 or 6 instances in the game today, where that's happened, and Shay's bang on. The movement off the ball is unbelievable. It really is. Whether they get the ball or don't get the ball, they're always creating space for something to happen.
Yeah, absolutely buzzing. We kind of touched upon it there, Shay, but what is being said in the Leicester dressing room of this? Because obviously, I mean, the result is one thing, but I can't even imagine what it's like to have been in that game for 45 minutes as a Leicester player. So how do you come out of the other half?
Well, I think it's damage limitations at this stage. I think, I said as a goalkeeper, now you're 4-0 down after I think it was half an hour, some 35 minutes, and it's like, as a goalkeeper, Casper was saying, if we get to 5, I'll turn the bus around and get me back to Leicester, because it's, this could be anything. If City keep the pedal to the metal second half, then you could easily see another 3 or 4 goals. Vestergaard's just got booked. Tielemans has been booked as well for the foul, for the penalty. So key players and key positions for them are booked as well. So if City keep going at it and keep the foot down, which I'm sure Pep will be saying, let's not just sit back. There's a great support here again today, and the atmosphere is fantastic. He'll want the second half to be the same as the first. I know it doesn't always work out that way, Paul does it, but it's great to watch. It's great to be here, actually.
Yeah, it really is. Class to share with you guys as well. And on City's dressing room, Paul, I guess it'll be staying the same, but do you think as well there'll be a thought of where we are in this congested period of fixtures? Maybe it's a chance to give some players a rest and look to the bench, maybe, possibly.
Yeah, it is, but I don't think, we very rarely see Pep making substitutions at half time, unless they're enforced ones. So maybe it gets to 60 or 70 minutes, but the one thing that Pep will always do and the players do, they drive themselves on. It's 4-0 at half time, but said before the show, they were speaking about goal difference a couple of weeks ago. It's a turnaround of 15 goals in 2.5 games. So that'll be at the back of their mind as well. They want to go out and kill this game second half, and get more goals, get the goal difference up, and then come 60, 70 minutes. So it'd be great to see Cole Palmer and the likes getting on the pitch.
Lucas actually wanted to ask, do you think Pep will bring Foden on? Could you see that possibly happening?
I think so. I mean, obviously, we said before it's a congested period as well. I think it's just getting the balance right of the players who are playing the minute, the players on the bench, just getting the right amount of time into them. I think if City come out the first 15 minutes of the second half and score again, I think you'll see quite a few changes if Pep feels right. Obviously, Grealish, Foden, Palmer. I mean, how do you say the Brazilian's name?
Oh, yeah, Kaique.
You like your pronunciation? Your pronunciation better than mine. But I'm sure the fans would love to see his talent as well. Very talented young player as well to get a run out today as well.
Oh, that would just be the cherry on top. Okay, gents, we're going to take a look at our cryptic city now. We've been hypothesising here in the old studio, and we're thinking, Dickie,
you've got a couple of clues, Paul.
Yeah, I think I might have got it.
Guessed it. So we're thinking. Obviously,
see the first one and the third one, is that the before and after?
Very good, very, very good. Well, we're thinking, obviously we know who that is. I think that's going to be centred around his name. I can't look at his clue again now. We've obviously got the Grinch in there as well. We're thinking it was something around music possibly for that fourth clue, and obviously we all know that we haven't quite worked out what the second clue fits into the name. They've just performed in the studio as well. Someone has also come in with the correct answer. Paul. Well, of course, who else would it be other than Willis and Manchester is Blue? We love a big fan of the show. Thank you for watching. You're spot on. If you want to keep your guesses coming in, we'll reveal it full time. Well, I'm going to let Paul reveal it at full time because with his guess, I think he could be right indeed.
Fine, yeah.
And we have to give him the credit there, don't we, Shay?
Yeah, we'll give him something today.
He's done very, very well. Obviously, as well, you mentioned it, Shay, actually. Leicester's next game is Liverpool.
Yeah.
So, I mean, what were you thinking as a Leicester player there with this?
Yeah, so, to be fair to Brendan and his squad and his team, it's a very tough run away to Manchester City, the champions, and then home to Liverpool, who the previous champions. So it's and in the space of two days as well, they've got to get ready for the Liverpool game because I just think at half time now Brendan will be thinking, right lads, let's not concede anymore. Let's not get off getting injuries, any suspensions, and prepare for Liverpool again. But it's a big ask coming out second half to motivate this team because they've been outclassed first half.
Yeah, they really, really have. And Paul, final word from you. As we obviously go into the busy fixture list as well, do you think because of the way we're playing, you could almost have the players just same squad, or do you think rotation will be key for us as well?
I think rotation will be key, but as a player, if you're playing in games you've just won 7-0. 4-0 and then you're 4-0 up at half time, you want to stay in the pitch, you want to play as many minutes as you can. So the ones that are out there will want to finish the game regardless of the games we've got coming up. I know it'll be a tough away trip to Brentford, but these players are so well drilled, they've got the sports science, the nutrition they get and everything else prepares them, but I would expect to see a few changes going into the game.
I think as well, just when you were saying that made me think, you watch Fernandinho out there today, Shay, and I know he's, obviously Rodri's, we spoke about before, kind of has really stepped into that driving seat, but I mean, he looks like he just picks up where he's at.
You guys mentioned the Rolls Royce in midfield, he is that kind of player, he never gets flustered, he has a picture in his brain before the ball comes to him, and even then picking second balls up, he always seems to pick the right, and that's not luck, he's a clever player, and he's a big part of the history of the club, but I think as Paul said before, it's great to see him back out on the pitch, a bit of a fan's favourite as well, of course.
Class.
I think his experience out there as well, 2-0 when Ederson just made that save and Leicester did get a couple of chances, he was the one on the pitch that was telling everybody just to calm down a little bit and take it easy, and the experience that he's got is so vital when he's out there on the pitch.
It really is. Well, there we are, teams are in the tunnel, Leicester are ready to come back out, Manchester City will be following behind them. Paul, do you want to give us another prediction for the second half, just in case?
Yeah, I'll go, as in total or just for the second half?
For the second half.
I'll go 4-0 again.
Another 4-0.
Yeah,
lovely stuff. All right then. Come join myself, Shay and Paul at full time. Hopefully we'll be talking about another 4 goals and then we'll be looking ahead, of course, to our game against Brentford in a few days' time. Guys, get yourself a brew and enjoy the second half.